Hello Internet, you're with gothatfunk, and this is a video response to the Night Vision Phantom and his video, I Want to Give You Power. Hi Jerry, it's been ages since I sent you a video response. I hope you're well and liking it up there in Alaska. Anyway, right, your video was asking, for those who didn't see it, Jerry's video was wanting to know, if you could establish a country of your own, what sort of laws would you have? What sort of rights would people have? You know, what kind of country would you create, basically? So, I thought to myself, if I discovered an uncharted island and decided to register myself at the UN as an independent nation and declare my sovereignty, but of course, no man is an island. If you're going to have your own country, you need other people. And if I was going to have other people living on my island, I would want people to live according to my laws. Now, my laws doesn't mean I would be an absolute monarch, far fucking from it, as you're about to find out. But I would initiate my sort of, I'm not going to call it a constitution, but that's basically what it is. And people who wanted to come and live on my island and be a part of my country would have to agree beforehand to follow the following document as the founding document of our country. All right? It's called Rhapsodies on Rights and Responsibilities. All right? And it goes like this. Article 1, Birthrights. All human beings, from the moment of birth, are free and equal. Being endowed with reason and conscience, individuals may exercise their liberty according to their own will, this being limited, insofar as is necessary only, to maintain the peace and to preserve the freedom of all. Accordingly, individuals have the responsibility, wherever prudent or possible, to ensure that exercising their liberty does not infringe or inhibit others from doing the same. In proclaiming the rights of the individual has the responsibility of extending those rights to others. The individual is the sovereign of their own body. Wherever nature allows, all human beings have the right to breathe clean air, to drink clean water, to seek and obtain shelter, to seek and obtain sustenance for themselves and for their family, recognizing the responsibility to do so within the law and to the detriment of no other persons. All human beings have the right to liberty of conscience. Accordingly, there shall be no laws passed which inhibit or forbid any person from expressing themselves in public. This includes all forms of personal association, be they intimate or social, religious or political, or indeed private. Rights are expressly the preserve of the people, and as such do not pertain to organizations, be they religious, political, social, or commercial. Where laws are instituted to identify the rights and responsibilities of organizations, those rights shall never supersede the rights of the individual nor the needs of nature. Article 2, Civil Rights and Civic Responsibility. People have the right to free expression and to make their expressions known. Hence, the freedom of assembly, which includes the right to protest, the freedom of the press, the freedom of religion, the freedom of language, and the freedom of the arts and sciences shall not be prohibited by any act of government. People have the right to self-defense. People have the right to privacy in their own homes. Entry into a person's home must be with the consent of the occupier, except in times of war, which must be regulated by very precise legislation, and any such infringement must also always be understood to be temporary. People have the right to resist oppression. Accordingly, they have the responsibility to engage as best they are able in the democratic process, as that's the best way to protect against despotism taking control over the governing power. People have the right not to be detained or searched, including their effects and possessions, except where authorities can show a court probable cause that said person has committed a crime. Such a warrant would need to be specific as to the time, date, and place of the search, and any such warrant is only valid for the initial search. People have the right to be considered innocent of any crime in the eyes of the law, until and unless their guilt has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt to a court of law. No person shall be detained without being charged with a crime. No person shall be charged with a crime without evidence that a crime has been committed. Once acquitted in a court of law, no person shall be tried for the same crime again. No person shall be compelled to give evidence against themselves in court. All persons charged with any crime for which punishment is incarceration have the right to be tried by a jury of their peers. No person shall be deprived of liberty or possessions without the due process of law. Any such punishments should take into account the means of the individual, and no excessive fines or penalties should be imposed. No person shall be subjected to torture for any reason. Slavery and indentured servitude are expressly forbidden, being contrary to the preservation of liberty. People have the right to choose those who would govern them. People have the right to reject those who govern them. Therefore, they must have the option of voting for none of the candidates running for office, should all candidates be seen as objectionable by a simple majority of citizens. In such a case, a new election should be held, and any rejected candidates ineligible to run in the subsequent poll. People have the right to choose the modes and responsibility of their government, the institution of which may change from time to time, but always and only with the expressed will of the people. Article 3. Freedoms. People are free to move, to trade, to own property, to choose their companions and their lifestyle, so long as they do so within the law, and so long as the law does not contravene the rights expressed herein. The governing body is presumed to act in good conscience and adhere to the spirit and letter of this document, but the individual is the arbiter of his or her own behavior, and as such has the freedom to resist or defy laws which are contrary to this document or to their own conscience. Freedoms are the preserve of the people. Institutions may be endowed by acts of government with privileges, but at no time shall an institution be granted rights, as said bodies are constructs of human beings and not natural entities with innate rights. Okay, that's my Rhapsodies on rights and responsibilities. Anybody want to come and live with me in my country? This has Got That Funk. Thanks for watching, Jerry. I hope that's along the lines of what you were looking for, and I'm interested to see what kind of responses you get. Until next time, may all your ups and downs be ups.